what's going on? Eric back here again with another one, and as you've probably already guessed it, I've got some games. I've also got DVDs and comics, which is becoming pretty much the norm. So if you haven't figured it out by now, comics, DVDs, games, because Eric's got it all. Bumble is over there having a timeout. We had a difference of opinion. So you'll see him next time. Setup this time is actually a little different. Not feeling the greatest, but I didn't want to wait a whole lot longer to make this one, so I figured I'd just set up this way. It'd be quicker and easier for me. Let's just adjust a tad, and hopefully that's good. So, as per norm, we'll go through the comics. I already put my extra ones over here, and no need pointing out the ones I already got again, because I'm getting them in the comic bundles at that local store I told you about, Ollie's. So, let's see. We have Nomad #1, guest starring Captain America. My cat's over there making noises because she wants to lie on the windowsill, which you're perfectly capable of doing if you decide to not be lazy. I mean, you are a cat. Street Fighter 2 Turbo 3A. These are becoming really interesting to read. I love the art design on here. I recommend if you're into like anime-ish stuff. It's not exactly cel shaded, but with how they do the lighting, it almost looks that way. You'll understand once you see it. But I recommend those if you're into like anime-ish style comics. Those, especially Street Fighter, they're tons of fun. 52 Week 4. Brightest Day, Justice League Generation Lost #4. The Amazing X-Men, The Age of Apocalypse, and I believe this is, I'm not seeing it on here. I think this might be the third, with a lovely picture of X-Men Chef Boyardee on the back. My gosh, I remember those when I was a kid. The Incredible Hercules, 123, Part 3. This is another underrated series if you're into comics. Hercules is actually a pretty interesting series, especially if you're into Greek mythology. I recommend checking him out too. Alpha Flight 12. Not a huge fan of the cover art, but oh well. Probably one of the best ones I've got was a sealed copy, and it almost looks like Cell from Dragon Ball Z on the back. Oh my gosh, this is a thick one now that I'm real. This is a thick comic. The official Marvel Index to the Avengers #2, which I read online. It's pretty cool. Pandora, stop. Deathstroke, the Terminator #20. Excalibur, guest starring Starjammers, 68. Lobo #3. A preview comic for the 2015 spring preview. It's the 2015 spring preview of the Doctor Who comics. Ever since my wife got me into the show, I've been loving this. I've been loving this show, and I can't wait to get into the comic series. I think they do have, I do know they have other comics out there, but this one I'm looking forward to. Another free one I got was Batman Detective Comics 27. JLA 75. This is a conclusion series, and it is in amazing condition. It still has like WWF, Shop Zone, fold-out guides for their stuff. Oh man, if only I can get some of that stuff that they had, like, what was it, like 10 years ago? Yeah, there's that. Sorry, I'm getting nostalgic. Wolverine Manifest Destiny X, 204. The New Mutants, #79. Secret Origins featuring the Legion of Superheroes, 47. And it has a Nintendo Double Player ad on the back. Anyone ever heard of that? The Nintendo Double? Yeah, the Nintendo Double Player. Huh. I've never heard of that. Spectacular Spider-Man 64. The return. It looks like it's the return of Gwen Stacy. You have some sass on you today. Silver Sable and the Wild Pack #1 with a super duper foil cover. Never was into this series, but it came in the pack, so can't complain. And Alpha Flight 25, and I did read this and it was pretty good. So those are the comics. Pretty good haul. The place I'm getting my comics now, same place I get my wrestling DVDs. They're slowly running out of comic bundles, so I think what we're gonna do is start hitting Comic Zone and play the game, because they do single issues for dirt cheap. I mean, you can get comics for about $2 or $3 a pop, and I know a lot of them have like buy one get one free or get one half off deal, so can't complain there. Let's go over some divids. Again, same place I got the comics. I also got more wrestling DVDs because they got a new shipment in and they're circulating in new stuff. I'm still holding out for Best of Intercontinental Championship. It might be a long haul. They have the history of the World Heavyweight Championship. But I'm really looking forward to this because the Intercontinental Championship, to me, throughout the years, has been very prestigious to me. It's been a title I followed pretty well. But enough of that. This is what I did get. And I'll start out with the one I'm looking forward to the least, and that's Rock vs. Cena Once in a Lifetime. I think I saw this on Netflix. It was good. I thought the way they built it up was pretty good. I mean, say what you want about either guy. I think that feud was built up in a very good way. The Rock, The Epic Journey of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Me being a huge Rock fan, obviously I had to get that. Him and Stone Cold were like my two like showboat guys in the late 90s and early 2000s. It was a good time for that. The 50 Greatest Finishing Moves in WWE History. I think I'm actually watching that on Netflix. And the last one was the Best of WWE at Madison Square Garden. Some really good classic matches on here, just to name a few. Iron Sheik versus Hogan. Superstar Billy Graham versus Bruno Sammartino. The very first match of The Rock when he made his Survivor Series appearance. Just there's a lot of good classic matches on here, so really happy to get those. This is going to be a bit jumbled, so I do apologize. There's just a lot of stuff here to find. Yeah, that's what happens when, you're up all night and you're sick. Words just don't make sense anymore. I don't want to do this. Alright. These bundles I got at a local game store. Nothing too crazy. I think for what I got, it's pretty good. Copy of Dance Dance Revolution Supernova. Got a little confession here. I'm a huge fan of the series. I remember when Extreme came to the PlayStation 2, I played the Japanese version on a foreign PS2, and it was a ton of fun. I do like these games, but I think right around here was when the series started getting, kind of stupid for me. What we got? The Wii Ultimate Shooting Collection. A few videos back, I got that huge shoot 'em up bundle from the former Gamer Emporium, now JC the Comic Book Geek, and ever since then I've just been really into shooters. And this had I think I got this at GameStop. I got a really good deal. I think I only paid like $1 or $2 for this, and it's got 3 arcade-style shooters, and they're all pretty fun and enjoyable. So if you're into that kind of thing, I recommend getting this. It's super cheap. And the last one also got at GameStop. I'm surprised I got it for this cheap because I played it once. I thought it was all right. I wanted to get it again and give it another try, and that's Deus Ex Human Revolution. I'm really hoping to give this one another honest shot because I think it deserves it. And then probably I had a trade at the very end. I'm just going to adjust slightly. There we go. I got a trade I'm going to do at the end, but this one right here is the big bundle. long story short, a couple weeks ago, had to bring my car in for inspection, and there were just all these worries about, oh man, we can't, we really don't want to have to deal with an expensive fix if anything is wrong. Fortunately for us, all we had to do was pay for the inspection. Everything was fine. So the deal was that if it wasn't going to be a costly inspection, then I would go, and they had a Mario All-Stars pack at the GameStop I go to, and I was like, I want to get that. And again, that's a little on the pricey side, but it's the Mario All-Stars pack, and I've gone online and see it much more expensive. I get there and it wasn't there. So I got 2 Wii games instead, and I am so excited to finally have these in my collection. Words escape me. I haven't really been able to buy really premium titles, and that's what they are. They're premium good titles that everyone knows, and they're a ton of fun to play. And one of them would be Kirby's Epic Yarn. I'm not allowed to play this until we get another Wiimote. I gotta wait for Sarah to get another Wiimote so we can play together. She told me I'm not allowed to play it without her. So, I guess I gotta wait. And the last one was a game I've been looking to get for a long time. GameStop has usually had it for about $40. I actually got this for $30. I normally don't pay too much out for games, but this one doesn't really come up at GameStop often, and I'm just like, you know what, screw it. So for the 2 of these, I pretty much paid just under how much it would have been to get the Mario All-Stars pack, and this would be Punch-Out for the Wii. I've been playing this game pretty good. I'm getting good at it. I'm about halfway through title defense mode. If you don't know what that is, you basically beat everybody on the original roster from Glass Joe all the way up to Mr. Sandman, and then you defend your title starting from Glass Joe all the way up to Mr. Sandman again, except this time through all the characters are like double if not triply difficult. Like with Glass Joe in title defense mode, you can't land headshots on him, and Von Kaiser, he has a one-hit KO that it's slightly challenging to avoid. But got both these games finally. Super excited to get them. Really looking forward to playing Kirby once we get an extra Wiimote. I thought we had one, but we didn't. But guys, that wasn't the deal of the week. So later that week, me and my wife, we were checking out this other place called Gizmos. If you're from Central New York, and you haven't heard of Gizmos, go check them out. The store is super cool. The first thing you see when you walk in is like this huge big screen television playing the WWE Network. I walk in, I watch the whole entire Clash of Champions from 1993, and there's just the game selection is not like insanely huge, but I'm noticing here that there are a lot of key games that a lot of stores don't have. This is the only place I found 2 copies of Back to the Future for the Wii. And not only that, but other games we found that were awesome. But there was one game that we saw there. Well, Sarah saw it, and she's like, I want to get it. We don't have the console for it. We're still waiting on it. But we did get the game and the manual for Night Trap. I don't know if you can, hopefully the glare from the light doesn't make it difficult to read, but that is in fact Night Trap. The discs were in great condition. The case is in good condition. The manual is in great condition. We don't have the box, unfortunately. So it's going to stay in this bag for protective purposes. She's been wanting to get this for a long time, and I'm finally glad that we finally got it. So now we have a Sega CD game. Now we just need the console. Okay. So the last thing here is actually a trade with another fellow YouTuber, the Senile Feline. I'll put his link in the description below. He kind of sprung this up on me. I invited him over to watch WrestleMania 31, and he had like a stack full of DVDs and games, and he's like, I want to trade you some PS2 games for whatever you want. And I was like, okay, fine. So that's what we did. Traded him back some PS2 games he originally gave to me, and he gave me a pretty good selection of stuff. Going right into it, we have a copy of WCW Mayhem for the PS1. I've actually played this. I like SmackDown more, but this is actually pretty fun. I am trying to get the WCW line games for N64 and PlayStation 1 because I do enjoy them, and this is a good one. It's not like I said, it's not as good as SmackDown, but it's still good. Tony Hawk 4. Honestly, for me, after 3 or 4, it felt all the same to me. But the case is in good shape. The disc is in pretty good shape, except for a little dust, but can clean that off really easily. And a copy of Crash Bandicoot 2: Cortex Strikes Back. I like this more than the first game. The first game is still fun. I think it's about as fun as the third game, but I gotta play that one again. But that's not all. On top of that, and a sealed copy of the Wonder Years DVD Season 1, which is sitting in its rightful place in my movie rack, he gave me 3 more wrestling DVDs. And there's a reason why I'm putting these off, because the one at the very end is one that I've not been able to find, and according to him, it's a little rare. We have the Stone Cold Truth, Undertaker 15-0, which I have to wonder if there's other DVDs that just basically go up to that, so that's just a lot of collecting I have to do. And the last one is the 2-disc collector's edition of The Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. And this is the one I was most interested in getting. I don't know entirely that much about it, but I do know, and I looked on it. It is somewhat a little rare. It's not as easy to find. It's not an overly expensive DVD. I mean, when I was at Gizmos, I found out that WrestleMania 17, that goes for $80. Like, that's nowhere near this. It's just the fact that this is not as easy to find. So, he definitely got me some good stuff. I gave him some PS2 games. I think I gave him like the Activision collection, Thrillville, Super Dragon Ball Z, a couple other things. He was pretty happy with what he got, but go check out his channel, The Senile Feline. He's my little bro. He's been doing this a little bit longer than I have. He does pickups too. He does CDs, DVDs, does games. He does topical stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, go check him out. Like I said, link will be in the description below. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. A lot of stuff here, pretty good. After this point, I'm going to say that I'm waiting until the end of April to really get out there and start doing garage sailing and flea market stuff. And once that time comes, I plan on having more videos like this on the way. This right here is going to cap off, but in no means does it mean that I'm not going to have videos. No way. So keep on the lookout, guys. Thank you all for watching so very much. If you haven't subscribed, do so already. Be a part of the district. Be a part of the experience. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go lie down now and feel better. Seems to be a trend here. There's just between after that cold and now my stomach's off. So it's turning out to be a very interesting month. So with that being said, you all take it easy, and I will see you next time.